I'm curious for you. I'm curious for you as you were going through life here, if there are any names or nicknames or different like labels that you put on yourself that for you like continue to help you feel more belonging, um, or not belonging, or if you have any comments on what I said, like please bring it in. Like I love to get your thoughts. I did not expect to go here, and so I think it's part of the World Joy philosophy. We go where the moment takes us. And we're there with it.
It's very interesting. I was going to a place while I'm listening to my childhood and the nicknames, and also my father and my son. Um, in my childhood, I wasn't given nicknames, surprisingly, other than Mary Lou. That's just closest they're gonna do. Other nicknames would be like name calling. I got that, but I didn't get nicknames. And that belonging you were talking about, I felt that you belong if you have a nickname. Everybody I knew had a nickname, and it was usually their name shortened or something they were well known for. Well, I was only known as the smart kid, top of the class. And so they didn't call me, hey, top of the class or hey, smart kid. Um, so I went through, I don't know how many different phases and series of trying to create a nickname for myself. And I came up with, I tried to shorten my name. I'm like, why? People would ask me, why are you trying to shorten your name? It is the shortest name. It's only 4 letters. And so I came up with Riri and May and all kinds of things. Then I started lengthening it and calling myself May Rose and Rose May. And eventually I let it go. Um, Me, my sisters and I, they bring it up every now and then and say May May or something. Is it May May or Riri? I mean, I literally wrote it on everything thousands of times. Finally, I was like, I'm Mary, and I'm just Mary. To this day, when people say, what do I call you? Um, I'll say, just call me Mary. I don't care what age you are or whatever. It's just Mary, because that's who I am. And my dad has this thing of not calling people by nicknames too often. Every now and then, if you can't get your name right, he has this adamant about calling people by their name they were born with. And I never understood it. And he would say, what's wrong with calling them up? That's their name. That's what you named them. Like my son is Dennis Kyle. He has Dennis from his dad, but he's not a junior or second because he has a different middle name. And we always called him Cal in the same household. It was easier to differentiate. And after the divorce and a lot of series of things, my son goes back and forth whether he wants to own that name because he doesn't want to walk or be anything like his dad in the shadow because he has a negative um, experience with his dad. So when we call him Cal and my dad says Dennis, he's like, what's wrong calling him Dennis? That's his name. Or my daughter who has tons of nicknames. He always calls her by her birth name, which is McKaylin. Can't always spell it, right? But he always calls her by her full name. And if we call her a nickname, sometimes he'll even say, who is that? And that who is that? Well, I just said that is it just brought curiosity to me of when we create these names other than the name we were. I'm not just gonna, I don't even think it's a given we were birthed with. It's our name. Um, who is that? Like, is it authentically you? Is it a self created you? Is it created from what you wanted to create, you chose, or was it created from the environmental experiences and things that were influential to you? Or is it both? It's really curious.
I love that. And I like in this space, I'm tempted to try and like see what the answer is. And I'm like, oh no, that's not what this is about. Like you just opened up something here to slow down and allow that question to like play out over the upcoming days and weeks. Like who is that? And then the curiosity behind that. Is it created, taken on and so forth? It's the World Joy Movement. Yeah. What was your greatest insight from this conversation? And if you want to come and be a part of a conversation like this live, it's really simple. Just go to beworldjoy.com and come introduce yourself and let's take the conversation to the next level because you're there now. All right, let's play.